Hi, I'm Lily. This is my channel and I will be posting book content basically every day. This is going to be my first ever YouTube video, so please accept my apologies if it's not perfect. And today I will be trying to read as many classics as I can in a week. So quite a challenge, and I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure you like and subscribe. I like to read, but I feel like one of my biggest failings in reading is that I do not read enough classics. Now, like many book girlies, I have been sucked into the romantasy slightly. So this week I'm going to attempt to rectify that, and I've put myself a challenge of reading as many classics as I can for 1 week. I'm hopeful that I can finish like 3, but some of them are quite long, so we'll see how it goes. My next read is going to be A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I have been meaning to read this book for a really long time. Like, it has been sitting on my shelf for so long, it's actually embarrassing. But finally now, like, I have no choice. I need to read it. So I think it's going to be good. When I was wee, I had like the Osborne kids version of it. I found it really interesting because it's just sort of like shortens the book down a bit and like condenses it and makes it understandable for like wee kids. So like I know the story, and I really hope that I will enjoy this, and I think it's going to be good because I have hope. I am about 50 pages into A Tale of Two Cities, and I have also just bought the Wordsworth Classic Edition of The Great Gatsby, so that should be what I'm reading afterwards. I really like these Wordsworth copies. I like to collect them because they look so cute. I have Othello and Hamlet and the Phantom of the Opera, so I only have these 2 at the moment. But I'm hopeful that I can get like the whole collection on my shelf because they're pretty affordable for cute little classics. But yes, The Great Gatsby is arriving tomorrow. Hopefully I can kind of wrap up A Tale of Two Cities. It might take me a couple more days, but I'm very excited. I also finished A Tale of Two Cities a few days ago, and I forgot to write a review on that. So this is me creating my review. Now, this was quite a long book, right? But realistically, the introduction was like this long, and then the notes at the end were like this long. So it was about probably 200-300 pages. It was, well, I read it a few days ago, but I'm trying to think back. It was also very tragic. It was really tragic. I did know how it ended because as a child, I'd read the Osborne kids version. So I did know how it ended, and I didn't really expect anything more than the ending that I got. I wasn't hopeful, and I knew that my favourite character ultimately would not meet the exact kind of fate that I wanted. But so essentially it's set in, I think it's 1770s. I think it's 1770s. I'll need to check that, but I think it's 1770s France in the midst of the French Revolution, and it's about this girl, Lucy Manette, and her father, Dr. Manette, and he has been imprisoned like wrongfully by the elite in the Bastille for a few years, and she didn't know that he was still alive. She assumed that he was dead, and they basically get reunited, and then 5 years later, because it like that's the kind of introduction, and then 5 years later they're kind of found themselves right in the middle of the French Revolution, and Lucy is like married and she has a child now, but it's all tied in, and her husband gets involved and all their friends get involved, and it's a really tragic story. And I think it sort of shows a really good depiction of what France probably was like in the 1700s, and that, you know, while that revolution on paper seemed like a good idea, it was bloody and it was awful and it was quite gruesome in every way. I think that this book was probably quite historically accurate. I would probably want to check up on some of the facts, but honestly, if you are interested in French history or just like revolution history in general, or you just like I chose this because it's something that I am actually very interested in. I watched a lot of horrible histories as a child, and I think this gives a pretty realistic view. It's all very tragic. It certainly doesn't glamorize it or make it seem like it was ever a good thing, but I think it's important because it kind of shows what can happen, like when so many people get so riled up about so many things, and they are rightfully, the people in this book, the French, they're rightfully angry at the elite, they're rightfully angry at everybody who's wronged them, but it really shows that like a kind of mass catharsis and just chopping off everybody's heads. It may make you feel good in the short run, but it's not attainable and it's not glamorous in the slightest. 5 stars. So I'm about to start reading The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, and I'm quite hopeful because I really enjoy the movie and the stage production, and if it's anything like that then I think it'll be really good because it seems like it's got a lot of kind of in-depth characters and plot twists and romance and excitement, so it seems right up my street, and well, we'll see how it goes. From the one, the only Harry Potter series, and it's from The Legend, Sirius Black, and he says, "If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals." Okay, so I finished this a couple of days ago, and it was quite long. I thought it was going to be a bit shorter, but it was 367 pages. I'm sorry, I should have done that. It was actually pretty similar to the movie. I thought that, you know, because sometimes they cut bits out, but it was a pretty good adaptation. I think in the movie I can very much kind of sympathise with the Phantom, and I can sort of kind of defend him because, you know, we all love an anti-hero, but I can't defend him. I cannot defend him in this. He's just out here murdering people, and you know, it's you can't defend it. I can't defend it.
Welcome to Most Unhinged Phantom Quotes. First of all, he tells Christine that if she ever tries to remove his mask again, he'll kill her. He threatens to blow up the entire opera house if Christine refuses him. He tells Raoul he will bury him alive if he keeps pursuing Christine. I am going to be your loving husband, or your dead husband, the Phantom. He hypnotises Raoul and the Persian into a death trap, just to prove that he can. He tells Christine that if she refuses him, he'll kill everyone in the opera house, including himself. He keeps a coffin in his bedroom, and he sleeps in it. He forces Christine to choose between marriage and mass murder. He forces Christine to kiss him while holding the detonator that could kill thousands. He has a torture chamber that literally roasts people alive. He's an expert at strangling people and carries a noose on him at all times. He is a mass murderer, and he doesn't even have dimples. He just murders people for fun. The end.
I think it was a very easy read. Most classics are kind of difficult, I feel, but this sort of felt more like a modern book. It was written in quite a simplistic style, and it was pretty easy to follow, but it was really worth it. Like, the depth and like the backstory of the Phantom that we never got in the movie, it was so worth it. Yeah, 5 stars. Or yeah, 5 stars. So basically this book is about 1920s America, and it's about the wealth and the parties and the glamorous lifestyle that people lived. I wrote a Goodreads review. It's quite long, but it really goes into the depth because there is so much in this. Like, it's so short, but there's so much in it. There is love, there's betrayal. I grew so attached to these characters, and it was only like 100 and some pages. There's a lot of symbolism in this book. Like, there's a green light at the end of Daisy's dock, and Jay Gatsby will stand, because they live directly opposite each other, but there is like an expanse of water in between them, and he'll stand at his house and he'll look across this water through the fog and he'll see the green light, and this green light sort of depicts hope and new beginnings, and it's all kind of intertwined with the idea of the American dream. It seems F. Scott Fitzgerald, he kind of doesn't really believe in the idea of an American dream, and this book kind of sort of proves that dreams are not reality, and it's all quite tragic, really, but so much packed in this small volume. It really does make me quite emotional to think about it, and I've written an entire review on Goodreads that kind of analyses it and goes into the depths and the characterization of everybody in it, so you can check that out if my emotional explanation was not quite up to par. But 5 stars. So that was me reading as many classics as I could for 1 week. I did only manage to get through 3, but The Phantom of the Opera was pretty long, and so was A Tale of Two Cities. The Great Gatsby wasn't that long. I could probably read more in a week usually, but I really took my time with these books, and I really enjoyed reading them, and I really enjoyed making this video. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure you like and subscribe because I'm trying to grow my channel. Thank you.